Good day. In this video, we will review the basic steps needed for modeling asset performance over time and triggering the correct treatment strategies. We will also look at the preliminaries you should have in place before starting this video series. In this hands-on tutorial, we will work through a simple example in which we will try to set up a very basic model as follows. 1. We will model surface age and rut depth over time, starting from the current network condition values. Secondly, we will define two treatment types, surface seal and rehabilitation, and we will set up triggers to trigger the correct treatment based on the current surface age and rut depth. We will run the model using simple ranking and then review the model outcome. Obviously, this model is too simple to represent a real-world road network. However, it will teach you the foundational elements such as how to define a rut increment equation, how to reset values after a treatment is applied, and how to set up and run your model. Once you have the basics nailed down, you can start at your own pace to expand your model and make it more complex. Lonrix will support you where we can with advice. Let's look at the basic steps to set up and run a deterioration model in JunoViewer. These are the overarching steps. First, you need to create or import a set of model segments that cover the network that you want to model. We will call this set an empty ThoughtWorks program. Secondly, ensure that the initial values and other information needed by your model is present in your empty ThoughtWorks program. Third, you need to set up your deterioration model setup file with the model parameters and triggers you need for your business logic. Then you need to link your DMS to your empty ThoughtWorks program from steps 1 and 2, run your model, and review the model outcome and export the results as needed. Before you start this video series, there are a few basic elements that you need to get in place first. Since this is a hands-on tutorial, you should have the following ready or set up if you want to follow along before you start. Firstly, you should have a JunoViewer account with at least one network defined. If you are not currently a JunoViewer client and you would like to use JunoViewer on a trial basis, please email us at info@lonrix.com and we can see if we can set you up with a trial license so that you can test the software to see if it meets your purposes. Secondly, you should have your network sections defined in JunoViewer already. Thirdly, you should have a basic understanding of how the deterioration model setup file works. And you should have the current Lonrix master DMS file ready on your computer. If you do not have this file, please email us at info@lonrix.com. Note that this is an introductory course. It will use a very simple model and very simple treatment triggers, but it will give you an idea of how the model setup works. Once you have worked through this course, you should be able to build your own expanded model. We are there to support you with help and information as much as needed. Let's just go and quickly have a look at some of these steps. So first of all, you should have a JunoViewer account with at least one network defined. Then you should be able to log into your JunoViewer account and see a screen such as this one. Of course, it will have your own company logo and header images set up for you here. The second element is that you should have your network sections set up and defined in JunoViewer. What that means is that under the data menu, you should be able to go to the sections page, and all of the road sections for your network should already be defined with a section ID, a first and second filter values, and a start and end location. The sum of all of these lengths, of course, is the total length of the network that you want to be modeling. So this should be set up in JunoViewer before you start. Third, you should have a basic understanding of how the deterioration model setup file works. Please look at the Lonrix channel on YouTube. Here I've gone to the Lonrix channel on YouTube, and specifically for this video series, I strongly recommend that you first look at the one that says Introduction to the DMS number 1. This video will give you a good background of how the deterioration model setup file works. It is also recommended that you have a look at this video called Creating an Optimized ForwardWorks Program with JunoViewer. These two videos will give you a good foundation for what you are about to embark on in setting up your model in JunoViewer. And then the fourth element is to have your current Lonrix master DMS deterioration model setup file ready on your computer. If you don't have this file already, please email us and ask for this template, and you can use that as a basis for building your deterioration model. So now that you have an overview of this tutorial series on modeling in JunoViewer, let's start with the first step in our next video. So in our next video, we will show you how to create an empty ForwardWorks program or modeling set by breaking up your network into segments of a uniform length. If you would like to learn more about JunoViewer's powerful modeling framework, or if you would like to receive notification emails for new videos such as this one, then email us today at info@lonrix.com.